Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. We got it.
What up, motherfuckers? Welcome to Pics or It Didn't Happen. If you didn't already know, the man that is joining us this week is, I'm trying to find the right words, young gun, ace on the come up. I hate you. Just fucking, you are doing so much shit right now. Like, I want to throw back to Astro right now. You were one of the MVPs as far as like interacting with fans, pushing your product, dude. I feel like you know what you're doing.
Dude, I mean, thank you. First of all, I mean, thank you very much for even having me on the show, you know, and for that right there, because when I was at Astro, man, I was just in go mode. I was not by any means thinking about what people were going to be saying on the internet after Astro. I'm in the moment, you know what I mean? Like, I got so many people I'm looking forward to meeting, so many people who want to smoke with me. I got a set, I got to get ready. I got signings I got to do, merch I'm trying to sell. So I was in go mode, having a great fucking weekend. So to get home and see the reaction and just get so many messages, first like personal DMs and then comments and such, and everybody like, dude, it was fucking great meeting you, this, that, and the third. And like, you were really out there. And I was like, well, was that not the point of me coming from New Jersey was to be out there?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, if you're going to be there, you're there to work. And that's what some people don't think about, you know, when they see these people, you know, you guys out there, it's, oh, you know, I'm just going to hang out with them the whole time. A lot of guys won't do it. They're doing other things, but I think it's important that the way you did sort of mix that in, you were around. I think I saw you pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I saw you multiple times every day. I feel like we definitely chilled the entire fucking weekend for sure.
Well, there were a lot of friendships forged that weekend, and I would like to announce that yours was one of the ones added to that. Like, you are, on top of being a goddamn amazing talented artist, you're a good ass dude.
Dude, thank you very much. And you guys, absolutely the same. It was great to finally meet you. I'm glad we got a picture together. Pics or It Didn't Happen, so that was important. But
absolutely.
The irony.
Same to you guys. Like, because you guys, I've obviously watched the podcast and stuff, and you guys come across as real good dudes from the podcast. And honestly, you have that same exact personality in person, which is amazing. So for the people who don't know, what you see is what you get from these guys. Cool as fuck when you chill with them and smoke with them too. So,
God damn. That was high fucking praise.
Yeah, and it's true. I'm just gonna be awkward as fuck and just stare at the floor.
He really is. He'll take it. He'll take every pass, but he's not gonna say anything. He's gonna leave it all up to me, which is funny because I'm the loud, antisocial asshole. But evidently, I'm not so antisocial when I'm around people I like.
Keyword: loud.
I am so fucking loud. Sometimes we do our playbacks sometimes, and I hear myself, and I'm like, wow. I feel bad for our listeners sometimes.
Well, now you just have one of those voices. Your voice has its own presence. Like, you could host stuff. I don't know what. Like, you could host shows. You could be a mixtape DJ. I could hear that all day.
You're not the first to say some shit like that, and we've got plans in the future.
Okay, see, here we go.
But so before we spend all of our time talking about how dope Astro was, and if you want to know how dope Astro was, go back and peep our Astro episode. It was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, we talked about it
a lot. But I wanted to talk to you first and foremost. I wanted to talk about Welcome to Illville. Holy shit. If y'all ain't listened to this, if you ain't got it, if you didn't pre-order it, find it. It's every fucking where.
Yes,
absolutely. And I'm going to plan on checking that out actually tonight. I plan on doing a live and checking out that album while I'm editing some of the photos up at Astro. So expect to see some of that coming out.
It's a dope ass idea, by the way.
Nah,
hell yes.
But we actually listened to it the entire car ride back from where I just came back from, Nasty Bash 5, which I will talk about at the end of this interview when we are done with our special fucking guest. I'll tell all y'all what I did this weekend. But so what you had literally just dropped the 13th Wonder. That was what it was called, right?
Yep, yes, sir.
So is it difficult to have already be ready to drop another album? Like, I talked to the homie Noise and a couple other people, and they're like, I've got so many things waiting to go. It's just when I can make it go. Is it like that with you?
Precisely. Welcome to Illville. In 100% honesty, I've alluded to it before, but I'll give the 100% scoop. Welcome to Illville was finished, completed, ready to go when 13th Wonder dropped. like, because there's so much more of a process than just recording and mixing the music. You got to get the visuals, the music videos, the cover, or all the legal side of shit, the copyrights and stuff. So with that said, Welcome to Illville was finished back in January, February when we dropped 13th Wonder. So it's a situation where like I've been in go mode. Like I was in go mode promoting 13th Wonder, and honestly, there was like really no transition period between not being in go mode because I'm promoting 13th Wonder. A month after 13th Wonder dropped, we dropped a single, Time of Day, and then I dropped a single a month because that's how we wanted to roll out this album. We wanted it to be this build up, you know what I mean? One single per month leading up until the final announcement. So that way, once it comes out, it's like a nice portion of the project is kind of familiar already with the people and stuff. But so with that said, yeah, the entire process, it's like everyone would say, I got so much shit just ready to go at all times. Like if somebody called me right now and they're like, yo, drop an EP tomorrow, I can do it. Am I going to do it? No, it doesn't make sense logically. You know what I mean? But I could if I needed to. So,
absolutely. So with all of those things, what's something that eats up just a ton of time that you wish you just could get rid of that? Like if there's one thing you just say, I don't have to do that anymore.
You know what? Shout out to the homie Charlie Beans and DJ Immaculate, because I used to mix all my own music. I used to engineer everything aside from producing half of it. And that was such a process. When I started my shit, I was 14 and I was recording at home.
Damn.
So, man, this was like 2010, maybe 2009, one of them 2 years. But I was 14 years old on a dinosaur computer and I was mixing my own shit. And with that said, when I started doing that, it's because I had to, because that was what was available to me. Over the course of 8-9 years of doing that on my own, I got pretty good with it to where I didn't want to let nobody touch my shit. I didn't trust a soul. You know what I mean? I don't want you touching my shit. I know what I'm doing. Charlie Beans was the first producer to really kind of break that barrier for me, where he was like, let me give it a try, dog. Let me try to mix these songs I'm producing for you. And I really enjoyed how he was able to mix my vocals, and it was similar to what I was already doing, but he knew things that I didn't know. So with that said, in this day and age, the difference between now and 2019, like I used to mix all my own shit and it was so time consuming, and I almost forgot how time consuming it was. Like to write the rap, to record the rap takes a fraction of the time that it would take me to get the shit properly mixed and decently mastered and ready for fucking Spotify and all that. So with that said, I've already cut out like one of the most time-consuming parts of the process that I'm so very happy for, and that is the mixing, the engineering, and all the shit on the audio side besides the rapping, to be honest with you. And
okay.
I like making beats. I like the boom, boom.
So that's crazy to think, because you're a younger cat. I'm an old motherfucker, so I can say that. You're a younger cat, but you've already got, what, 10, 12 years experience under your fucking belt?
Yeah. Yeah, as far as recording goes, performing a little less. I didn't start performing until I was maybe 20, 21. I think because you know what, you really can't do too many shows when you're 14.
You're not getting into too many bars.
Yeah, there's not too much available to you. I almost got booked at the Rusty Nail when I was 15, and then they found out my age, and they were like, "Oh no."
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy. So, what did people think when you were 14 years old and you already knew this is what you were going to do?
Mixed reactions all around the board, because like in person, I don't think anybody in person was ever like put me down about it. Everybody, because when you see a 14-year-old and they're rapping at you passionately, even if it's not that great, it's going to sound great because they're 14 and they're rhyming. And like, I feel like I had a lot of that shock value to it, where it's like, oh, he's a kid, so this is pretty fucking good just because he's a kid. But then, like, that's the reaction at school. That's reaction around my neighborhood, rapping with older dudes, battling and shit. But then online, it's a whole different ballgame. When you're dropping music online, nobody gives a fuck how old you are.
This is very true.
They care about what you're putting into their ear holes. You know what I mean? And I'll say this right now. What I did that I don't recommend other younger artists starting out do is I put out all my material when I started. A lot of it you can't find now. I had different rap names back then. It's been taken down. But the first projects of mine that weren't mixed at all, the beats were stolen, weren't that great. And I was recording them and putting them right online. I had my own website and everything. Like I was M80. That was my first rap name. Was M.
Really? M80?
Because I was going to blow up. That was the whole behind it. I'm 14.
I love that. That is a 14-year-old mindset.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
So I purchased the official M80.com. I dropped my first EP like on my own website because I was heavily following Psychopathic at the time and just so influenced. But I had my own radio station thing because of W Fuck Off Radio.
Oh, I messed up Fuck Off. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I used to call in as a little kid. I'll never forget talking to man, I called in and I got a hold of Axe. This is just a side story, but it's a really cool one.
Oh, we're here for that.
To the show that Axe Murder Boys had at the time. I don't remember the name of the show, but I called in and I had just dropped my first EP and they asked me some question and shit. And somehow I mentioned that I rap. Like I was like, yo, I rap. Like, y'all got any advice for me? I'm all high pitched voice and shit. and I'll never forget, bro. Like Otis was like, he was like, yo, you rap, spit something for the people. And he let me kick a freestyle on the radio show. And I was like, and I did it. And then he was like, tell people where to find you at. And I was like, the official M80.com, da. And he was like, there you go. Hopefully that helps you out. You know what I mean? Like that. But just the fact that they were cool as fuck, him and Bones Dub, like they were cool as fuck to me. And I was a kid calling up. They could have easily been like, oh, get this kid up off of here. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear that shit. But they actually, I don't even want to say humored me. They actually were nice enough to be like, yo, kick something for the people. All right, tell the people where to find you and just spread a little bit of love there. So the W Fuck Off days were something special.
Well, that's something that we're all trying to get back to is this communal feeling that it don't really matter where your flag flies as long as we're all marching in the same direction. You know what I mean? I hate to sound cliche or quote gay, but it's a healing and it's a mending, and it takes talent like yours. It takes talent like other people that are trying to fix this shit. And to hear that you've been involved that long is a surprise to me, because I was going to ask you, don't take this personally, not everybody who raps this shit has always been a juggalo. Some people just kind of found it. It's refreshing to know that you've been with us this whole time.
Absolutely. I've been with you. All right, I've been here, but I've been so many other places. And that's where I don't want to say any confusion gets drawn, but it's like I got people who they might be like, oh, he's a SoundCloud rapper. I remember him from 2013. He was on SoundCloud. But then there are people who will be like, he's a horrorcore rapper. I remember him from 2012 talking about cutting people's heads off on MySpace. Because I've genuinely, my range, which if you listen to the projects I put out now, I'm sure you can hear that still exists. Like I don't box myself in anywhere. So I remember 9 or 10 years old, I got introduced to ICP, Twisted, Tech Nine all together. Like all of them as a unit. Like it was my stepbrother put me on. This was 2005. You got to think 2005, I was 10. It just came out. So it's like I missed a lot of pivotal shit, but I did my research at the same time. Like I read Behind the Paint, and I always credit Behind the Paint to my career because I wanted to rap since I was 7. Like I think Biggie did that. I think 8 Mile did that. Like the rappers that were on the radio did that when I was 7 years old. Then when I was 10, I got introduced to this dark side of hip hop that I didn't know existed. And it made me so fucking happy because I'm thinking Eminem is the darkest shit in the world because that's what that's the darkest rap the radio's giving us.
Can I make a sidebar about Eminem? Always, my beef with him wasn't their beef. My beef with him was there were people in my stupid redneck hometown that were like, I love this style, but I can't stand ICP. And I'm like, do you not hear the lyrics? It is literally the same fuck. Listen to Eminem's first two albums. Tell me those aren't horrorcore albums, or at the very least influenced by that Detroit wicked sound.
Yeah, all the way down to the Esham shout out he gave on the Slim Shady LP. I'm a cross between Manson, Esham, and Ozzy. He literally said that. Like he literally, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's undeniable. But with that said, being a young white kid in 2003, 2004, the hardest shit the darkest stuff you're being exposed to from the mainstream is Eminem. You know what I mean? Talk about killing his wife on songs and shit.
Yup.
Then my stepbrother walks in and with LimeWire, shout out to LimeWire.
Nothing like giving your computer herpes to get a fucking unreleased copy of some shit.
So that he puts me on to he played like the first tracks he played, it was because this is during the family era. You know what I mean? I think Hell's Pit is dropping. So he's playing me Spin the Bottle, Juggalo Family, all the collabs. Then he put me on to Tech Nine and blew my fucking wig because I didn't think anybody could ever rap that good at the time. Like I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. But so it's like being exposed to these different things. Then I read Behind the Paint when I was like 13. And that was my first time. Now all this knowledge is available to us because of the internet and shit and interviews like this and whatnot. But reading Behind the Paint was my first time getting the entire backstory on the creating of not just Psychopathic Records, but real life productions and just independent labels in general. I wasn't even really educated on No Limit and Cash Money and things like that at the time. Mm-hmm. So reading Behind the Paint got me inspired to do my own shit and make this independent music and really put me ahead of the curve a little bit because it's 2009. This is right before everyone started doing the home recording shit. This is right before like Hobson came out with Raw and like Odd Future came out with all those self-produced shit. And it's like, I'm reading Behind the Paint and I remember calling studios. I was literally calling studios out the phone book. Like, can I book studio time? And they're like, bro, go buy a laptop. Just buy yourself a laptop. Like we live in the future basically. So
I want to hear a skit of like Lil Gibby having like old Gibby come back from the future and be like, keep doing your thing, little man. It just sounds so funny because like to think where you are now compared to where you started, but you've put in the miles, dude. And that's the thing that nobody wants to do. They think that they'll drop something, it'll be hot, and that's all you got to do. They don't think about a follow-up. They don't think about promotion for said album. It's you get it. And the fact that you get it so young means that you have a bright future ahead of you in this shit.
Dude, I appreciate that for real. Cause it's, I think like one of the things I benefit from is that I did start so young. So I got a lot of that trial and error out of the way. So people look and you're 25 and a lot of people are like, oh, he's just starting. Because when they were 25, they were just starting. But it's like, really, I've done so many things for 10 years now to where it's like, I paid dues when I was 15, 16, 17, 18. So some of them dues I don't got to pay now that I'm 25. I'm still paying dues, but you know what I mean? Different ones. I'm more ahead than I could be. And I'm not even talking about my skill because I don't like compare myself to people like that. But as far as things I've done, like mixing music, knowing how to copyright your own shit and distribute your own shit and press merch and how to get to a show and act professional when you're at the show and all of those things. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of 25-year-old artists are really just learning these things. And I'm kind of like, all right, I've known some of this for a while. That's good. That's good.
And I think another advantage that you probably, I'm sure you're aware of and maybe haven't thought about with you being younger, you have a great command of how social media works. A lot of these older guys, they sort of had to learn it as it goes. And a lot of us included, when internet first came around, it was just like, whatever, I don't care. This isn't going to be around forever. This is just silly. And well, now here we are, and you better know the internet.
Right, exactly. Which kind of brings me back to like what I was saying, like the dude from the studio that I called, or I think it might have even been a Radio Shack, but the guy who told me, don't book studio time, go buy your own laptop. He might have just been not trying to deal with the 15-year-old kid who wanted to book studio time, but the advice he gave me lasted for fucking ever because I didn't get a laptop. I got an old dinosaur computer. Then I eventually got a laptop, but I went and learned how to do my own shit. And I was thinking about that recently with social media, what you just said. Like I benefit from that because I grew up with social media. Like, you know, Twitter has from when I dropped my first EP, Twitter was a thing already. So think about that. Like I dropped my first EP called Brain Damage. It was late 29, maybe early 2010. But either way, when I dropped that shit, the official M80 already had a Twitter and a Facebook and a MySpace. So these are things that, I don't really take into consideration as much because it was already a part of my life. To me, I was already on MySpace talking to my friends. So why am I not going to post my music there as well? And now it leaks into my everyday life where people now, I see some of my homies who also rap and they're like, bro, you're killing social media. You kill it on social media. And I'm like, dog, I genuinely just have so many things I need to post. Like it is just second nature to post what needs to be posted. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have shit dropping and then it's like, take a picture and I look cool. Nice. People want to see that. Like, I don't know. It's just, I really don't ever, I honestly wish I could get days where I didn't have stuff to post, where I could be like mysterious. Build up, where did Gibby go for the last week? And then drop some cool shit.
You just feel anxious the whole time if you tried. Now, what you mentioned the recording sessions, and if you were able to go back and like go to a recording session from anybody in history, you know, who would you want to sit on a recording session and watch make an album?
I would want to watch damn, this answer would change if you asked me on a different day, but I'm saying Wu-Tang 36 Chambers. I would get created. All of them, all that energy, all of them like battling on beats, basically. Oh my God, I just couldn't imagine it. The Jizza, the RZA, the old dirty bastard, Raekwon, the chef, you God, Inspector Deck, Ghostface Killer, and METHOD, man. I want to.
You got to know, man. Fucking, that's something else that I like about your style is when it was all happening about the East Coast, West Coast, whatever. I always thought that there was a lot more talent on the East Coast side. There was a lot more bravado on the West Coast side. So with that being said, East Coast hip hop has always been the other side of rap that I listen to. I love horrorcore, but as you said, there are many sides to people in the music they listen to.
Right.
Prodigy, you know, fucking I love Black Star, Talib Kweli, and fucking Mos Def. So I love, and you and Lex do this as well. I love the blend of horrorcore and East Coast hip hop delivery and style. It's just
shit. Yeah, shout out to Lex first and foremost, because man, when he got signed to MNE, correct me, I feel like he was, if not the first, he was one of the first guys on MNE. Like I think it was like Twisted, ROC, and then Lex. Like I'm pretty sure maybe Blaze came before Lex, but I remember when they announced Lex on MNE, and then I listened to his shit, and I was like, yo, because I saw the face paint. I'm not expecting the East Coast beat that was about to hit in. I think Bomb on Him was the first single. Dude, when I clicked play, I was just like, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting someone from New York with that voice, with that flow, with those punchlines, but to also be mixing in that horrorcore vibe. I was almost like, damn, this dude's on the shit that I'm on a little bit. Like, this is crazy. But what was this, like 5-6 years ago? You know what I mean? I was like 19 or some shit. But shout out to Lex, man. But with that said, yeah, that's kind of what I was getting earlier. And then I got sidetracked talking about stuff. Is that like I've always been into hip hop is my number one thing, and I'm from New Jersey. We're right next to New York. So with that said, without even realizing it, East Coast hip hop was my life because this is where I lived. It took me until I got older to realize, oh, down south, God, damn, Outkast is bumping. Oh shit, Lil Wayne is killing this shit. Like, because my entire childhood, like the early rappers I remember inspiring me, they were all from like New York, Philly, or Detroit. For some reason, Detroit always caught my fucking attention, bro. All the way from Eminem to Proof to Jay Dilla, leading up to obviously ICP, Shaman Twisted. Just such a talented fucking city. And they have a weird connection with New Jersey, man, because Eminem used to come from Detroit out to New Jersey and fuck with the outsiders. And Bizarre used to do the same thing. So it's like, I've always had a weird love for East Coast hip hop because I lived here and that was all the hip hop I knew at first. But then Detroit, because that was my first exposure to any kind of like weirdo shit, if you would, like just horrorcore, darker themes. On the East Coast, man, I think like the darkest shit I was hearing as a kid, I said like mainstream obviously was Eminem, but like on the hip hop tip, like DMX, you know, DMX had some real gritty fucking lines on them first two albums. DMX had a line. He literally said, I got blood on my dick because I fucked a corpse. And I was like, son, like this is the same type of shit that like ICP and Twiz, like they can't get played on the radio for saying that they really ain't even that bad half the time. Like really listen to a Rock the Dead. There ain't nothing as bad as that in the song Rock the Dead. You know what I mean? Or like even some of these classic ICP tracks where they're going in on people. Like this man was literally talking about fucking corpses. RIP to DMX. That's my dude.
RIP.
RIP. But it's just funny like where the line gets drawn when you're gangster rap or you're horrorcore or you're this and that.
Well, that's really funny because we were talking East Coast. On the West Coast tip, you had Ice Cube and Dre doing Natural Born Killers. And if you can't tell me that's not a horrorcore track, you know what I mean? Honestly, I like to claim that is my first introduction to horrorcore.
Ooh. Natural Born Killers. The damn classic. The West Coast was always like more, I don't know how to put it. I don't want to say more ruthless, but they were like, I feel like where the East Coast is so metaphorical, and then the West Coast is just like, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. Take that shit.
They were louder about it.
Yeah, and I feel like on the East Coast, we got the Glock in my sack. We got that. It's a little metaphorical. So I feel like the West Coast was just flat out like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. We gonna sell these drugs. we're going hard. So with that said, I just imagine that West Coast hardcore rap would be like the scariest shit in the world. Shout out to Brother Lynch home.
Oh, you know what? He's right.
Shout out to Brother Lynch.
Brother Lynch is some of the darkest, wicked shit you've ever heard. Young kids, second deck of lows. All of you out there, if you don't know about Brother Lynch, get introduced.
Please do so. Please check out Season of the Sickness and then a lot of the shit that followed. His strange releases were great. Man of Elector was one of my favorite of his strange releases. Like, shout out to Brother Lynch.
So I got to ask you this. How did this relationship with M&E begin and end you to where you are now?
So I was, like I said, with my music shit, like I was a fan of so many different. I'm a fan of hip hop. I'm also a fan of the Juggalo scene. You know what I mean? And I was always just integrated in both of these things. Like I breathe my music. When I was a kid, I lived that shit. Like nobody who knew me didn't know that I rap. You know what I mean? And with that said, if you knew that I rapped, you knew who influenced me. So you knew I loved Biggie, but you also knew that I loved Twisted. You also knew that I loved Esham and Tech and these guys too. Because I wore merch. I'd be wearing, I would literally be wearing fucking NWA album shirt one day and then the Ringmaster shirt the next day. You know what I mean? So that led into my career to where I work with whoever the fuck I want to work with. So I would be doing Grind Mode Cypher this week, but then, hey, Boondocks is going to be in my city the next week. You damn right I'm going to open up for Boondocks. Fucking love Boondocks. So the fortune of the relationship comes from, I've given the story before. I'm going to try to give like I try to give the more clean cut version every time, trim off the fat. Godsend did the Welcome to the Underground Beats contest. It was the M&E Beats Welcome to the Underground contest, 2019. And I entered that contest. At that time, I had never honestly promoted my music too hard towards the Juggalo scene just because I didn't think I would be accepted over here because I'm not super hardcore. It's more on the mental health side of things. But
there's a place for that here though. There really is.
Exactly. And this was all doubts that I had within myself where I had to really evaluate things and say, yo, you know what? Like I had to really evaluate like Twisted for a perfect example and be like, damn, look at all the things they do within their music. It is far from just horror stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they have
for a very long time.
They have the funny weed smoking songs. They have the sexual songs. They have the tracks where they're rapping their ass off. They got the rock stuff now. You know what I mean? Like with that said, yeah, I had to really so the M&E Beats contest, right? I entered that, came second place. And that's what made me start opening my mind. Like, damn, you've been judging yourself way too hard, bro. Like these are still your fucking people. You're literally at the shows with these people. Why would they not listen to your music? Because you don't paint your face or because you don't have the theatrics? This was me judging myself too hard and not promoting myself to the fullest.
I want to say this, and this is not an insult to anyone that does paint their face. If you are a face painted rapper, if that is your intention, find your own paint scheme, figure out your gimmick if this is how you really want to approach this shit. But anyway, continue.
Hell yeah. No, for real, like make it interesting. There are new cats who make it interesting with the way that they do their paint and their masks and such. And I just personally like I said, coming from the East Coast, I hit a breaking point when I was 17, 18, where I started going by Gibby Stites. I dropped all the gimmicks and stuff. And I was just really falling into my roots on the East Coast and inspired by Nas and Big and people like this, and decided that I'm going to be Gibby Stites. I'm going to rep my real name. You know what I mean? I'm going to rep my real face. So enter an M&E Beats contest. I came second place, and the love and the reaction that I saw, Godsend hit me up and was like, yo, these people on the label were the ones who voted, and they voted for you. And that shit gave me a big confidence boost. And I took the Godsend contest gave me beats from the M&E store. That was what I won second place. So I got beats from Godsend. I got a beat from Monoxide. I put out this channel surfing EP using the beats that I won in the contest within like a month. Like I put that shit together quick because I knew the eyes were on me. I knew the attention was still on me from coming second place in the contest, and I didn't want to squander that opportunity. So I pressed up this channel surfing project. I was doing a gang of shows that year. It's 2019. So like I said, I'd be doing Grind Mode Cypher this week, and then I'd be doing opening for Boondocks next week. I'd be opening for Esham here, then performing in Trenton there. And I opened for Twisted twice. The second time I opened for Twisted, it was at the Reverb in Reading, PA. And I already had a dialogue with George at this point from opening the shows and stuff where he was being friendly. You know what I mean? I was like, George, what up? And he was talking to me and shit. And I just said it. I was like, man, can I meet the guys this time? Like I never asked him before. I was always on my job when I was at the show. If I meet you, I meet you. If I don't, I don't. But this time I knew this was the last time Twisted was going to be in my city all damn year. I didn't buy the meet and greet. I was opening the show, and I just asked him. I was like, George, can I meet them? He was like, yeah, sure, of course. Like, da-da-da, and told me, like, meet me over here. And he let me meet Jamie and Paul, like, meet and greet style. And when I went in for the meet and greet, I didn't have anything for them to sign. Like, I didn't have a CD or a flag or nothing. And Paul was kind of like, yo, you got, like, want me to sign something? And I was like, sign my arm. I'm going to get that shit tattooed. And I did. Aside from that, me and Jamie talked for like a minute in there where I just got to give my thank yous and shit. I was like, yo, thank y'all for putting out dope music during my entire fucking life. Thank you for killing the shows the way that y'all do. That shit has been inspiring me my whole life. And thank y'all for going out on your own and starting your own label, like independent. Like that shit is inspiring to me as well. Much love. And when I went to walk out, Jamie, I never introduced myself to him. I just walked in and went right for like hugging and dapping up. And I never was like, yo, I'm Gibby, da-da-da. So when I turned around to walk out the door, I had it on all my clothes, though. And I was opening the show. When I went to walk out, Jamie was like, yo, Gibby. And I was like, huh? And he was like, I seen you online, bro. That shit is dope. And then the door shut because, like, the door was already shut. And I'm just looking at Dustin like, what did he mean by that? And I took a picture with Dustin, went on with my night. And I got the tattoo of their autograph, posted it on Instagram the next day. And then Jamie followed me. And I was just, and he commented, it was like, keep grinding, homie. And now for the next however many months, I just have in my mind, damn, Jamie Madrox from Twisted is following me on Instagram. Like, what does this mean? What does this mean? And then he was liking all my posts too. I'm posting like, new songs. I'm posting merch and he's liking the shit. And then NetFest came around because quarantine hit and shut down everybody's show opportunities.
So fucking lame.
That was the path I was on. I was basically like, I was already doing my own little Gibby Stites shows in a small quantity, but then I was like, I'm going to just, every show that interests me, I'm going to hop on that motherfucker. I love Twisted. I'm open for Twisted. Love Boondocks. I'm open for Boondocks. Love Esham. I'm open for him too. I was going to open for Crazy Bone at one point, but then quarantine comes in and shuts down the whole scheme I had going. That was my plan, was keep releasing projects, keep opening for people, keep meeting new fans and friends, and life will be good. And then quarantine shut everything down, and they had NetFest. I got contacted to be on NetFest. Chuck Reeves, shout out to Chuck Reeves. He actually hit me up to be on that because he was booking some of the talent for there. I did my NetFest thing. And when I did NetFest, they put Jamie doing a little intro for me where he was like, yo, this is my homeboy, Gibby Stites. Check him out. And I didn't know he was going to do that until right before it aired. Like, there was no talk. Like, I didn't know. I knew he's following me on Instagram. I didn't know he fucked with me that hard. You know what I mean? To call me his homeboy and all that. So then NetFest happened. George hit me up shortly after NetFest, and he was like, yo, we got this rapper Red. And I was like, I know rapper Red. Red is the fucking dude.
Red is a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
Shout out to Red, bro. He, first off, talented as fuck. Dude can sing. Dude can rap. And dude can perform like a motherfucker. And he's just nice, just a nice dude on top of that all. Shout out to his whole team, man. Shout out to KYNE, Mac Mao, and Illy Main as well. And but so anyway, he was like, I got Red, and Red has a track that I think y'all would sound great on. It turned out to be Game Boy Color. And he was like, you think you would want to get down on this? I'm like, of course. I fuck with Red. I already wanted to work with Red. Like, that's my boy. So he sent me the track, and I sent it back within 24 hours. Just because I was hyped. I was fucking hyped. I didn't want to, again, squander any opportunities. So I sent back the Game Boy Color verse, and then George was like, dude, who manages you? Like, who, just started asking me questions to where he was like, let me give you a call, and gave me a call. And then we started talking about my situation. And I'm like, I manage myself. I order and ship all the merch. I do all the copywriting, legal stuff, the writing, the mixing, everything, blah, blah, blah. And he was kind of like, well, fuck, bro. Like, we he called me back. Because I'm skipping a part. He called me back. There were multiple phone calls, of course, but he called me back with Jamie, and Jamie that's the one that blew my mind. He was like, I'm gonna call you back with Jamie. I was like, with Jamie? Jamie? And they called me back, and he was like, yo, man, like, we really want to have you on MNE, da 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 da. Like, I want to work on this EP with you and shit. And I was like, mind blown, of course. Like, what the fuck do I even say to that? Because it's the middle of quarantine. So I'm thinking, one, no opportunities are coming to me right now. Like, nothing cool is going to happen during this time period is my mindset. Then two, I'm definitely not about to go travel anywhere. You know what I mean? And then next thing I know, I got Jamie Madrox like, yo, I've been peeping your shit online this whole time, and we got a slot on the label, and like, I really want to make this project with you. I want to bring you in. I want it to be some family type shit. That's why we did 13th Wonder the way it was, where it was really more of a me and Jamie collaboration than a solo project. He was on 6 of the tracks. We had Boondocks and Blaze on there, but he really wanted to capture that family essence. You know what I mean? That not to say has been missing or anything, but
no, you could say it.
There we go. All right. I ain't want to be the one real bad. So
I will always be the one who says it.
Well, there we go. So that made me say everything about this phone call was just magical to me, man. Just the fact that one, he's like, yo, I love the way you rap. I want to rap with you. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. It's the things that people tell you will never happen. Like when you're a kid and you say you want to rap. Oh, what do you think? Your favorite rapper is just going to want to fucking do a song with you one day? Like, what do you think?
I mean, yes.
Yeah, it kind of happened, bro. And you know what? Since then, it's happened more times too, which is dope as fuck with more of my favorite artists. So shout out to Jamie for being the first one to give your boy a chance like that. You know what I mean? And really reach down if you would. Because I had been doing my thing for so long, but let's be real, compared to the level that he's at, I was like nowhere fucking near it. He definitely reached down to work with me. So with that said, that's the entire forging of the relationship. It came from God sent, first off, giving me that first initial boost and that first word into the label, telling people, yo, this kid is dope. You know what I mean? And then hands down goes to Jamie for he was following me, scouted me, wanted to work with me. And there we go. That led us to the making of the 13th Wonder. And as we were making the 13th Wonder, I was simultaneously working on the solo LP. And it's been a long, crazy ride ever since for the last fucking 9-10 months or however long.
Now, I want to say this because unfortunately in this world we live in, no matter how good things are, there's always going to be people who want to be stale about shit. Have you seen any kind of legitimate hate or kind of like talking shit? Because I know people don't look at talent. They just see someone who's young and they think that you did this or you did that to do this to get to your spot. And it's like, they don't really know the deal. So I was just wondering, like, you read some other people. I know some older cats who were gonna and will continue to talk shit. And I big up you because I'm like, fuck you. You don't even know this kid.
Hell yeah. First off, thank you. And thank you to everybody else who be saying fuck you to the haters for me because I don't do it too often, man. I really like I see the hate first and foremost. Let me say, yeah, of course I see the fucking hate. Like you said, me, Red, and Know the Heart, we definitely get it the most, being the young bucks who came in, and we're all bringing different styles to the label that has, you know what I mean? Like
nobody likes change, and it's like, fuck you. Why be stagnant?
There we go. But with that said, every time I'm reading comments, I honestly feel like the love outweighs it so motherfucking much. But I see the comments that just make no motherfucking sense. Like people like, oh look, he paid for this video, and it's like the video with me and Jamie together, and I'm like, yeah, I paid to be on Magic Net. Like I'm on the fucking label, you know what I mean? And there are people who are genuinely so out of touch with shit. They'll see like the You Can Miss Me video drop, and they'll be like, oh, this fucking guy bought collabs from all these people and this, that, and the I'm like, I am on the label. I've been on the label. Like God, those comments that they will irritate me a little bit, but then you also just see the ones that like, they don't matter because it's literally just like, fuck him. He's garbage. He's trash. And to me, those comments don't matter because if you're going to critique something, then you got to critique it and give what you don't like about it so I can work on it, maybe possibly. Like if I scroll past a comment and it's like, man, this is garbage because, then I might actually read that. Like if they're like, this is garbage because he's rapping about this and I don't relate to that, or what, I don't know what the fuck your reasoning might be. But if you're going to hate, give some reasoning. Otherwise, you're just a hater and you're just looking to argue, and I don't feed into that. That's my thing. Because for every time I reply to a negative comment, I'm taking a reply away from a fan or a friend or whoever the fuck. And that's not fair. Because I can honestly say in this day and age, I try my best to reply to all the love I get. But I definitely miss comments every single day. So with that said, I don't give a single comment to the fucking haters because it's taking another one away from somebody who deserves it, who's supporting my shit.
Well said.
But if I see a critique, I might reply to that. Like if somebody's like, I don't really like the way he did that, this could have been cool or whatever, that I might reply to that one and be like, oh shit, I see what you're saying. Maybe that beat wasn't your style. Check out this other track. Like I am like that. I have no shame in the self-promotion. Like I'm not against being like, hey, you didn't fuck with that one song, you might fuck with some other Gibby music. I think a lot of rappers might think that makes them soft, you know what I mean? To be like, you know, like if someone says they don't like something of yours, you're supposed to instantly be like, fuck you, I'm the greatest, man. I do this shit. Nah, you know what? I'm not the greatest. I do this shit, but I'm not the greatest. I am not the fucking greatest.
I came to a conclusion last night at the show I was at because there was a guy on stage and he wasn't really doing the best. The crowd was there, but nobody was really like into his shit or whatever. I looked at my homie and I was like, he's fucking better than I am.
Well, there you go. That's a great outlook on it. And honestly, like, it's funny because in this day and age, I don't find myself hating on any music anymore. Like almost anything I listen to. I'm
trying not to, but there is some shit when I hear
it.
I'm like, no,
sometimes
that ain't the one.
I remember actually at Attack, I can't remember the guy's name, the funny guy with the red suit.
Kosher Dills, he was a cool dude, but his music wasn't really my jam.
Well, what I thought was funny about it was when the guy yelled at him from the crowd, "You're trying too hard," and he just hit him with "But at least I'm trying." It's like, you know what? He's right, because what are you doing?
He did. He really.
That's an amazing response. I commend him for that. He paid.
Yes, like you paid. Yes. You paid to be here. This dude's on stage. What are you supposed? What else can you say about that? You're a fucking customer. This is the dude selling and you bought.
Hey man, those shows exist. I've had them shows where it's like you're up there and you're like, all right, you're up on the stage and it's like it's like, all right, you're here, you're looking at the crowd, like you're here, I'm here, we got to finish this thing. Like I'm halfway through the set, I can't just walk off, I can't just drop the mic, like we're finishing this shit whether you're loving it or not.
Why do you think it is that whenever like there's not a lot of people in there, they all just stand way the hell back?
I don't understand it. And I know exactly what you're speaking of, and they all separate themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, can you please still form a glob of your 20 people?
Because 20 people can look like a lot when they're in a glob.
It really can. When they get in glob mode and they start raising their hands, you can take some videos that look good. Like, a 20-person show can still be a successful show. I don't give a damn. Like, it can still be a fun, great night for the audience. You know what I mean? If it's a personal thing. Like,
yeah, it's a type of one-on-one you don't get a chance to see. I must recommend something since you are saying you like the idea of a real one-on-one show. You should look into Carl's Tavern.
Oh yeah,
Carl's Tavern.
It's in New Haven, Indiana, and the only way I can describe this, my friend, is it is an underground mecca. You'll pray in that direction from now on after you've been there.
No shit.
That is the legitimate reputation of this place, and they have amazing wings.
Some of the best wings ever.
All right, I'm gonna come for the wings, and if I get booked, then that's cool too, I guess.
No, for real, you should definitely look into it. But that aside, so what do you think the worst show you've ever played is? Like, let's peel back the curtain a little bit.
Oh my god, bro! It's so funny that I don't even have to think about it. It just sticks out for thumb. I was like 20, maybe 21. This was like 2016. No, it was 2017, or it was 2017. So I was like 21 years old. And I had just dropped a project called Family Tree Book 3. My boy, Ian, was like, yo, I got a show for us. And I'm talking, I had only performed like twice before. So if someone says they got a show, you're going. You don't give a fuck. And, dude, we drove 3 hours to North Jersey in the snow. I felt like that story. If you ever read Behind the Paint, the story of when like they went to their first like inner city posse show, they were driving in the snowstorm and they got to this bunk ass show. That was me. So we drove 3 hours and it was a good venue. I felt bad because the kid who booked the show rented a really good venue, but it snowed. So we get there. It's me and my boy who have both only performed like 2 times in our fucking life. And just a bunch of local cats. I had never met nobody there before. I literally was meeting everyone for the first time, but it was one of those shows where the entire crowd consisted of the rappers and the rappers' girlfriends or homies. So it's like 8 of us performing, maybe 20 people tops in the building, including the sound guy and the dude who booked the show. And the thing that made this show, now this is not what's bad about that show. What sucked about that show, what made it stick out instantly was how it was the show where everybody left as soon as they were done. So it dwindled down. And I was the second to last performer. And when I went on, I think I performed for a solid 3 people. And that was my boy, Ian. And I felt even worse because Ian was the headliner that night. And when I got off stage, he performed for me and the guy who booked the show. And that was it. And it was just like one of them nights where I think he was more sad about it than I was, because I always looked at those shows like, well, this is practice. What the fuck? We got to get on a stage, hold a microphone, use the PA system, have the lights blinding us. And you know what? We're not that great right now. So not that many people saw us do a decent performance. It's not a horrible thing. I always looked at those as practice shows. But I just say it was the fucking worst, because who does that? Who fucking leaves one by one as your homie gets up, like, oh, he's done. All right, I'm out. He's done. All right, I'm out. Those shows fucking suck. I'll say that. You can have 20, 30 people at a show and it'll be great if you all hold it down and watch every fucking act. But if you're one of them people, if you're one of them fucking rappers and you go to shows, and every single show that you go to, when you open, you leave as soon as you're done opening and you take your people with you, fuck you. I mean that shit. If you know, sometimes it has to happen. Sometimes you go to a show and you got a long drive home, whatever. But yeah, no, there are people who specifically will go open the show, bring their crowd, and then take their crowd when they leave.
I have seen this. It really does not. It's not a good look for the rest of the people there.
No, it exists, and it also, you know, I feel like it's one of the things that does get talked about, whether you know it or not. People definitely be talking about that shit after the show, like, damn, so and so kind of caved and just fucking instantly left. Like, if you're not famous, if you're famous, do your thing. I guess I don't know what Drake does. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what Drake does.
Not really.
I just want his bed. He has like a fucking really expensive bed, and I think I deserve it a little more than he.
A comfortable bed is important. So
never under stress the importance of a very comfortable bed. Nothing will piss you off more than a shitty night's sleep.
Shout out to Tempur-Pedic.
Trying
to get us a sponsorship, bro.
Yeah, man.
That'd be a huge get.
I still think we should shoot for Fleshlight.
What?
I told you no. It's not. No, I'm not. No, it's not happening.
Do you have to use them on the show, or just have them placed in the background?
I think I just have to mention that I have used in a commercial. I think that's all I got to do.
Nice. All right, so we're gonna work on that for you guys.
I'm not above it.
I got my own sponsorships.
I wish you were.
I have no sponsorship. Somebody come sponsor me.
Somebody come sponsor this kid.
I guess Magic Ninja sponsors me. Shut up.
It's in our situation. Amazon is about to sponsor us.
Kind of. Just because they give me a paycheck.
I want to get sponsored by like Colgate. I use them every day.
Just smile at the camera. Look at these pearly white motherfuckers.
You know, sometimes I will say it pays to reach out to the random giant companies
who don't do sponsorships a lot,
right? Because some relative of mine does what they call the outlaw car races, and that's all like little local guys. They're sponsored by mom and pop shops. Well, they all hated this relative of mine because he reached out to Tonka and was like, "Yo, will you sponsor my outlaw car?" And they were like, "Yeah, okay." So they gave him like a whole, mechanic's tool set, a brand new trailer to carry this thing in, all the parts he needs for his vehicle. And meanwhile, these guys are paying with it, through, Pop's grocery store that gave him $100.
Bill's Hardware.
Hardware.
Nah, for real though, like fucking, it's crazy to think if you have to ask.
Yes.
Nobody understands this, that like everybody expects people are just going to give you.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing, too. People, even at the level I'm at, like, don't think I'm not still submitting for shit. How the fuck do you think I got on Shade 45, like, earlier this month? That was a submission.
By the way, congratulations on that motherfucker, because that got you out there, bro.
Bro, thank you so much. That was such a great fucking thing. Like, first off, just like bucket list, something to cross off the bucket list for myself, you know what I mean, being a hip-hop head over here, but also definitely milestone as far as like getting my shit played to the masses in a new way. Like satellite radio, Shade 45 in particular, that's my jam. Like when I used to listen to the radio, which I don't at all, because Bluetooth is now such a thing in all of our lives that I can control my own music all the time. But Shade 45 was my shit. I used to subscribe to satellite radio just to bump that all day. So.
That's something else I came to. We were talking about the streaming shit for just a second. You have to really, really bring something special besides just an album to get people to really buy an album anymore. You guys over at M&E with these bundle packs and these different deals for fucking people to get the physical copy and so much else. It's genius shit, straight up.
Yo, and also tagging on to what you said, man. Shout out to Justin Parker of Horrible Home Video for the artwork and all the merchandise designs for Welcome to Illville. Because, like you said, it's not just about having the dope album. You gotta first off,
I can get that shit on Spotify. That's great. You got a sick fucking album.
There you go.
Why am I buying this?
Exactly, because you can get a T-shirt with it, or because you can get this dope flag with it, all designed by Justin Parker. But yeah, exactly. Like, shout out to M&E for really coming in with the bundles. They obviously do it for every fucking release, and it's like the bundles are always different, which is what I like. Like, it's not every album just has, all right, you got the plain CD, then you got the CD with the T-shirt, and that's all you get. It's like, nah, everyone's different. I remember Boondocks had a fucking skateboard, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And Lex had some cool etched piece of glass, like rare thing that was limited to 25. I had the wall flag that looks like the fucking Goosebumps cover. Shout out to Justin. I'm gonna just keep shouting him out because that shit is my favorite thing. And the glow in the dark. Yeah, I'm over here skipping my shit. Yeah, and the glow in the dark threads on the beanie. Oh my god, bro! Shout out to Beeve. That man is a mad genius.
Oh wow, dude. You speak of Beeve, and a lot of people don't know that man's name. You've bought shirts off of him. You just don't fucking realize it. That dude is a hard-working motherfucker. If you see him at a show, say what up, Beeve, when you buy your shirt. Be nice.
Absolutely. He is the dude. He holds it down. Like, he does so much behind the scenes. That man he's working all the fucking time. And yeah, if you've gotten merch from M&E in the last however long, you have that man to thank. He's the one who makes sure it gets to you safe, secure, on time. If you got a free sticker in that bitch, he probably inserted it himself.
And if you had a mistake or a problem with your issue with your merchandise,
he fixed it.
That was the man that fixed it as well. So there's another reason why you should fucking thank Beeve.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And always remember, we are the underground. These are usually 1-2 people that are handling all these orders. Yep. There's a lot of us, and we like to buy merch.
We do. God,
yeah. Dude, shout out to LLE. I don't know how they do it.
Rick Mole. They do that
solely on
Rick,
him.
bro.
Rick
Yes.
fucking Mole. Every label needs a Rick Mole.
Yeah, bro. It's a rare thing to find, though.
Yeah, there can be only one.
There can only be one.
And them boys got them. Boy, that's something else I want to put on. I'm as someone who's become new to the Zooligan community about the last 3 years, I was not expecting to see you partying with us as much as you did at Astro. I did not know Gibby was a Zooligan there. I'll put it that way.
Fuck it, bro. Like the Al Azul boy, they got bars, bro. Like aside from
4 days.
Like aside from the which is also great. Like aside from like the image and the stories and all that shit, they really have fucking bars. They're some of the best spitters on the label. Like, dude, Knox. Oh my God, son, let me tell you something.
Don't call him that.
No, all right. No. But I'm talking about the old shit. Like, I didn't even know about Knox.
Absolutely. I've learned recently in the last 2 years. Holy fucking shit.
Dude, like, I didn't even realize that was a thing that existed. But anyway, yeah, I'm way more new than you are to the entire Zooligan movement entirely. Like, I found out about Al Azul when they signed to M&E, but admittedly, I didn't get directly into it because I had so much of my own shit going on at the time. I started getting into Al Azul when they dropped Church Azul. And then I was like, what the fuck have I been missing out on? Like, hold on.
There was a lot of kind of same feeling, bro. When I was finally turned on to this, I was like, and this has been out for how long? And I didn't fucking know.
Yeah, like the Almighty, I can't believe I ever.
Did we just cut out? Is that our time?
No,
we're still here. Am I still here?
Yes, we're here.
We just had a hiccup.
I'm still the Almighty fucking album. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah. So with that said,
hold on. The internet's being a bitch.
No.
You gonna reconnect to something?
No, it should. Yeah, it says it's good. It looks like it's stronger. I think we're all right.
I mean, we're getting close to wrap up anyway.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Now I have an unnecessary edit to make.
Shall I do the friends clap?
Yeah, go for it. You love it so much.
And we are back. Right, you can hear me, right? We're all good.
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah.
So, I guess we're kind of getting to the point of the end of this. First, I want to say thank you for just fucking doing this. Holy shit!
Absolutely.
A lot of people come on here and they don't understand that I need you to talk. I need you to work with me. This is a synergy thing. Thank you for being one of the people who gets it that you got to run your fucking trap. It's just something you have to do if we're doing
Yeah,
this.
when I did my first interviews, I was so uncomfortable because I'm like, I think I'm talking way too much. And then Replicon did my first interview. When we got off, Pete was like, no, that was great. You're supposed to fucking talk. That's why we have you here to talk. Like, so with that said, man, no, thank you guys for being great hosts. And really, this is one of the how do I put it? Most fun interview. Like, I don't even want to use the word fun, but it's the most fun I've had doing an interview recently because I genuinely got to know you guys at Astro. I feel like you're the homies. So like, I genuinely feel like I'm just kicking it, having a homie conversation.
Dude,
right now.
That's fucking
That's the
awesome.
best feeling.
Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. That's what we strive to create here. Well,
yeah, it's like the vibe we've always wanted is like we're all sitting on the same couch getting high together.
Precisely. And one day, I'm sure that's what this will become.
That's a dream.
That is the dream. And one of my favorite things to do right as we wrap things up is absolutely annoy the shit out of him.
Fucking despise when you do that.
Oh shit.
So what I want to know is, with the come up and everything's going well, all these artists, they eventually have a fragrance. What is Gibby's fragrance going to be called?
God damn you.
It'll be called Piffarama. Spelled like Piffaroma though, but it's gonna be pronounced Piffarama. And it's gonna smell like very strong weed that will only be found on the East Coast that we refer to as haze, but I'm sure like other people have it where they're from, but over here it's just different. We call it piff, but it's really just haze.
Piffarama needs to be the name of your next album, and the bundle pack needs to have a cologne with it.
That would be pretty dope, actually.
The new Piffarama from Gibby Stites. Coming soon, y'all.
Are you happy now?
Sponsorships.
I'm ecstatic.
Are you happy now?
Don't worry, I'm a sponsor, y'all. I mean, y'all got the first sponsorship.
All right, man. So
you gotta put a bottle of the fragrance right on the table next to
boom.
What's on the horizon for you? What you got coming? What's coming up, if you can tell us?
Now that Welcome to Illville is finally out and the people are finally feasting their ears upon it and their eyes upon the artwork and the visuals for time of day and all of that, I am wasting no time, man. Halloween, as everyone knows, we're doing Hallow Bleed. I'm doing Hallow Bleed with Buckshot, Boondocks, Cody Manson, a bunch of other dope homies. If you're paying attention to social media, I didn't get a chance to share it yet due to my Illville shit, but Buckshot posted a picture of the track list for Night of the Zombie, and there is a brand new Gibby Stites single on there that will be available for the first time ever on physical CD at Hallow Bleed. So new single.
The homie Keegan Grimm made that as well.
Yes. There was also a cipher that features me, Cody Manson, Keegan Grimm, Boondocks. It has 13 artists, so I can't possibly remember y'all. All right, you all killed it though. But with that said, so things to look forward to in October. Also, the night of the Gibby Dead last year, he's returning this year. The return of the Gibby Dead is going down. There will be a Halloween single coming. And I'm not going to say too much more on that because I got to keep the people hyped for Illville. But shows for October, new single definitely in October, and some spooky gear coming soon. So.
And where can they find you across this vast ocean of social media?
You can find me Gibby Stites, GIBBYSTITES. Damn, I was so caught up in the rhyme scheme there. GIBBYSTITES. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, fucking everywhere using that. GibbyStites.com, storefrontier.com/Gibby Stites, Spotify. It's all Gibby Stites. I don't have any cool handles, man.
Well, at least that makes it nice and easy to remember. So you got no excuses. Visit the website.
Excuses.
Check out social media.
I just want to say also, I didn't want to say it earlier in the interview, but this happened before too. And my chair got progressively lower as I don't know if y'all noticed that, but when I started, I was like an inch taller than I am now.
Well, when the way we film, he's actually 2-3 inches taller than me. But if you look at it right now, I tower over him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just have my seat doesn't adjust. My seat doesn't move, so I'm just stuck at this low setting. And
we've got to stop telling them how shitty it looks in here.
This is my seat. This is the seat they gave me.
All right, man. I can't thank you enough for doing this. And if you ever have anything new to promote or you ever want to do this again, please contact us. You are always welcome on my show.
Fuck yes. Yeah, I appreciate you guys very, very much. Thank you once more for having me. And fuck yeah, horns up.
Hey, you guys, it's my show too. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
Pics, or it didn't happen. Pics, or it didn't happen.
I'm
Good.
not hip. I'm not hip. That's the thing that I try to fucking. One of the ideas we had for the show was the old Juggalo show.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a couple ideas. We tried some of them too.
They were horrible.
I like Pics, or it didn't happen. It's a catchy one already because it's thing people say.
I gotta say also it was an unexpected thing, but when dumb people tag that shit on posts, we appear.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Sometimes I usually drop the podcast just like, hey, by the way.
Hey, by the way,
this is the reason why this is blue.
if you didn't know, fucking amazing, dude. Yeah, that was a great interview there for real. Just like I said, like I definitely had a fun time. Felt like I was just kicking it with you guys rather than being so any kind of awkwardness or anything.
Well, some motherfuckers like they want you to prepare like a million questions, and I personally feel like I do better if I build from the conversation as it happens. He fucking hates it because it's just one of the things I do. I can't help it. I can't write down questions. I can write down 2 or 3, but I will not have a good interview if that's all I have.
Right. Yeah, I find myself like I definitely go off on my little tangents like a little much, but I feel bad because I feel like I say the same shit in so many interviews, but it's also like these are all interviews for the same album where questions are getting asked, and I can't change what happened to make the, you know what I mean? Like if someone asked me who produced this song, and I say Charlie Bean's 5 interviews in a row, he still produced that song.
Yeah,
like,
that's not gonna change.
Yeah, like it's not my fault. Like, so with that said, yeah, like when you guys asked, like, how did I get to sign to MNE? I tried not to even go off on that as long as I did, but I really want people to get the full story because it's like it's so easy for some people to be like, oh, he got signed off of NetFest, or oh, he got signed off of, but really there were 100 factors that went into play and a little bit of luck as well.
But why would that be a bad thing if you did get signed off of NetFest? That was that was something that had never been done like that before. That was some shit that people who were legitimately involved in it can lay claim to years down the road. Like, hey, you remember when everything sucked?
Exactly.
We did this thing that didn't suck.
Did we shoot a video for that one?
No.
No, we did them.
We recorded an after episode with Chuck and
Okay,
Noise.
yeah, that's right.
I didn't shout out Noise. I always shout out Noise. When he brings us a guest, because he did. He set this up. I know us meeting each other is what made it happen, but Noise was like, you really need to talk to Gibby. And I was like, see, I don't even remember how we got decided that we were going to do your video. I think it was just one of them things where like, hey, this is new and we need to do something new. It wasn't even anybody turned us on to this, but after we did it, the dude, the homie Shane was like, yeah, I've worked with him. I know him. You should talk to him. I was like, well fuck, I guess we got to make this happen.
Hell yeah. I mean, because like I said, that was literally, I have looked it back up now. That is the first Gibby Stites reaction video you can find online. Nobody had ever, and for years, or at least a year or two, however long the reaction vids have been a popular thing, I've been watching. I can't wait for somebody to react to my shit. I can't fucking wait. So when y'all drop that video, believe it or not, like all the hype going on around me getting signed and shit.
Boop, 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 boop. I think the computer decided we were done. Nope. There he is.
Oh God! All right, there we go. But anyway, long story short, man. Yeah, y'all guys, y'all did the first reaction to any of my songs, and the fact that it was a genuinely positive reaction was nice. It caught me off guard because I was dealing with a lot of hate that day.
Oh shit!
I looked at the video and I definitely looked at you and I was like, man, my man is definitely a juggalo. I hope he likes me.
Oh, dude, we did some reactions for Tom McDonald shit, and everybody says the same thing. They tell him he needs to go solo, and I'm mean, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
They really don't like him.
They really don't like, but I like that.
They really don't like you though. I love the dynamic of it. You guys can't be the same.
Our fucking game. The people who really enjoy what we do, they love our dynamic. They enjoy who and what we are. But like mainstreamers, they do not get it.
Yeah, and it's it got to me. I had to stop reading our fucking YouTube comments. I made him look through it. I was like, I can't do it, man. Like, I'm about to stop doing this. Like, these people are evil assholes.
Of course they are.
Because like they would see him because he hates Tom. I personally enjoy Tom.
I despise Tom McDonald.
The only reason we were doing it is because I was like, hey man, I enjoy it and he gets a lot of fucking views on his videos. So we're gonna do this. And they would just focus on like, fuck that guy. And they like, why do you guys hate him so much?
792 views for a video where I literally lose my shit for a solid 10 minutes and just like I can't do this anymore. I cannot give any more of my energy to this. This is some of the worst shit I've ever listened to. It is this, it is that, it is this. And you would have thought that I shit in their fucking grandmother's hand.
The way the fucking comments come in, like.
And they would just like they wouldn't stop. Oh, obviously they stopped watching, so like they didn't see where I came back and was like telling my side where I like it, and I'm just like, because they would all the hate, like, why don't you just stop watching? I'm like, because I fucking like it. There's two of us, you asshole. Pay attention.
Right. There's a dynamic to be built here, and I'm the one who enjoys the shit.
But you didn't get there because you just got upset.
I'm sorry.
That's the thing. I think when people see the word reaction, like they genuinely think all reaction videos are supposed to be positive. Like you shouldn't.
No. Shitty feedback is what gives artists a fucking understanding of what they shouldn't do.
Exactly. Chuck Reeves just said the exact same thing yesterday, basically.
Oh, really?
One of the best things we ever, I don't know if it was great. It was kind of a shock. We did the David Hasselhoff video.
So, okay, the Hoff joined with this really cheesy German metal band. I can't remember what they were called. And like they shot this horrible fucking music video. And I said it's really hard to look like you rock behind a keyboard.
Yeah, because like he was doing like this whole power like thing.
Oh no, he's doing the Beethoven shit.
Yeah, and we said something about it.
I did. And the dudes from the band commented and they were like, you're right, it is hard to look like you rock from behind a keyboard. I was like, this dude gets it. Laugh at shit.
No, yeah, absolutely. I was trying to think of some, for example, but I've had even hater comments where they'll point something out where they're dissing me, but they're right. And I'm like, and I'll reply and I'll be like, damn, all right, you got me there. And then that person will become a fan later on. Like I've seen that happen. Like I remember, dude, there was some video I had where like there was something left on the table. I think like the cell phone that was playing the song was visible on the table or something. Like, I don't know what it was, but somebody commented, he was like, man, he didn't even fucking care about this video. Like, look, he's got a fucking speaker sitting in the background where you can see. And I remember replying to the dude and I was like, because I went to the part of the video he was talking about and he was absolutely right. I was like, damn, you can see things that shouldn't be seen in the video in the background. That was careless of me. And I replied to him and I was like, damn, you absolutely right. That's crazy. And then the same dude was like, oh, but don't be so hard on yourself, man. The song's really good. So it's funny how sometimes that hater, sometimes when you reply to the hater, it just gets worse.
You just feed the troll.
I've had the people where I'll try to be like, man, maybe you'll like the next song. And they're like, no, I won't. And I'm like,
no, I won't.
Why did I do this to myself? Because that was George's thing when I got signed. Shout out to George. He's such a nice guy. But with him being such a nice guy, his advice to me that I would not give to anybody when I got signed, he called me the day before, like the day they announced me. He called me 10 minutes before the announcement. He said, all right, Gibby, here's what I recommend, right? Reply to everybody. I was like, all right, cool, no problem. So I'm replying to all the love naturally. Then he calls me back. Yeah, so you take my advice, right? You're replying to everybody? I was like, yeah, I'm replying to all the love. He's like, oh, but the haters too, reply to them too. So I did it. No, anybody do that. Now, again, like this was just George speaking to me personally because he's such a nice fucking guy. He's genuinely like, man, maybe you can turn them over, maybe you can. No, some people you just need to be like, fuck that person and just keep it pushing. Like,
well, there's a certain age group. Unfortunately, I'm a part of that age group of OG juggalos that just if it didn't come out of a specific camp and it don't sound a specific way, they want no part of it. And I am here to tell you that there is a place for this mental health kind of fucking music that you make. It's soothing. And as somebody who needs that shit, I listen to your shit regularly. You are not someone who I just talk about. I am a fan of your art.
Oh yeah, dude, I fucking like really appreciate it too, because that was the thing about the review that got my attention at first. When I'm Good dropped, so many of the comments initially were just like, oh, good song or bad song. Like there literally so many people were just like, he rhymed this with this, he rhymed that with that, half smoke blunt, let me hit that. They're paying attention to these parts of the song. But then I remember you really paused the thing and you're like, man, he's talking about like mental health shit. Like this is, and I'm like, see, all right, people are picking up on it. This is because now I've been signed for so long that it's like I know now that there is a place for it. You know what I mean? But you were one of the first people on that second day of me getting announced where I saw that review and you were like, man, like, yeah, he's doing the mental health shit. And I was like, all right, cool. So I'm not stupid. I was feeling dumb at one point. Like, I'm like, am I not saying the words that I think I'm saying? Because I think I'm rapping about some shit that's very meaningful to me. But then you read comments sometimes and they only pick out the dumb parts of the rhyme. You got people like, half smoke blunt, let me hit that. He's a stoner rapper. I'm like, all right, but damn, what about the part where I said my head is all over the place, you bitch, chasing it lately. I hate the shit. Like, who cannot relate to that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've all had our mentals get away from us. That's part of the reason why we are in this part of the underground and this thing that we do. It's because none of us are fucking okay.
Right. That was like the definitely one of the toughest things was like when you get announced and you know there's one single that's gonna get heard before everything else. And it's like you can't please everybody with one fucking song. You're never gonna be able to. So I just remember like when we chose I'm Good, I was like, all right, we're doing this. Because I had other tracks that were obviously like harder, you know what I mean? Less personal. But I was like, I felt like I'm Good was such a in the middle. I was like, it goes hard. It's not super whiny, but it's still talking about some mental health shit. You know what I mean? Like it's got the good raps and the flows, but it's also got the meaning, but I'm also not crying. I didn't want to get announced with a song like Help Me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know this kid. Why would I give a fuck about his personal life story right now? You know, so.
Well, I guess the last thing I want to say before we go ahead and cut this is just don't ever let anybody tell you that you're not the fucking shit, dude. Like, I understand that there is a bit of humbleness, but fuck that shit. You are one of the best young fucking artists on the scene right now.
Oh, fuck yes. Thank you. I need to start thinking like that more often because, like you said, the humbleness goes a little deeper than I would like it to. I genuinely put myself down a lot when people are trying to give me props, and I'm like, I need to stop doing that.
You and Shane, it's his Canadian politeness, and I don't even know what it is from you, but just fuck that shit. Let motherfuckers know I'm the shit.
Hell yeah.
Well, he didn't get it from his Jersey upbringing.
Nah, definitely not from there.
But yeah, man, we'll fucking just message me, talk to me whenever. We will continue this at another point, dude. Thank you so much.
Fuck yeah, yo. I appreciate you guys. Paul, if you got any more pictures of me from Attack or anything, email them. So
I will be. Yeah, I'm gonna be working on that stuff
tonight. Evidently.
Tonight, I guess. Yeah, I guess I put myself. I'm doing a live, so
I might jump on and make fun of you.
I mean, good. At least there'll be somebody there to talk to.
Okay.
I'm gonna hop in there. Where are you going live from?
I'm gonna try to do it from my the Yet I Night Instagram if I can figure out how to run this on my computer.
I hate Instagram. I have to fucking make one.
I love Instagram Live. Instagram Live is the best live.
I just don't take enough pictures, man. I don't take enough pictures to feel like Instagram's something I need to use.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the Facebook Live is just weird and
it is fucking
and nobody cares about Facebook. It's just people bitching.